Welcome to Catholic Shrine Basilica YouTube channel.
St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine, New York. Introduction. The St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine is located at 701 Fort Washington Avenue between Fort Tryon Park and West 190th Street, with a facade on Cabrini Boulevard, in the Hudson Heights neighborhood of Washington Heights in Upper Manhattan, New York City. It is dedicated to St. Francis Xavier Cabrini, Mother Cabrini, 1850 to 1917, who in 1946 became the first American citizen to be canonized by the Roman Catholic Church. Mother Cabrini purchased the present shrine site in 1899. She bought it to house a boarding school for upper-class girls, and then used the tuition to fund orphanages and free schools for the poor. The buildings also acted as a receiving house for orphans. The U.S. Novitiate for the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the order Mother Cabrini founded, was here as well. Mother Cabrini always found great tranquility when she visited this site. A bench upon which she liked to meditate remains for visitors to sit upon. In 1930, Mother Cabrini High School opened at 701 Fort Washington Avenue, and in 1933 her remains were moved, to rest in the chapel of the school. Her heart is preserved in Codogno, Italy. 5 years later, at the time of her beatification in 1938, Mother Cabrini's remains were placed in a glass reliquary beneath the altar of the school, and in 1959 the current shrine was constructed. History of St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine. St. Francis Xavier Cabrini's history is intertwined with the land that currently houses the Cabrini Shrine. In 1899, Mother Cabrini purchased the property to establish a boarding school for upper-class girls. The tuition from this boarding school was then used to fund orphanages and free schools for the poor. The buildings on the property also acted as a receiving house for orphans. The U.S. Novitiate for the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the order which St. Francis Cabrini founded, was also established on this same property. Mother Cabrini found great tranquility when she visited this site, and even today, visitors can sit on the bench upon which she liked to meditate. After St. Francis Cabrini passed away in 1917 in Chicago, her remains were transported by train to New York and entombed on the grounds of Sacred Heart Orphanage in West Park, New York. In 1930, the Mother Cabrini High School opened at 701 Fort Washington Avenue, and in 1933 St. Francis Cabrini's remains were moved, to rest in the chapel of the school. Her heart is preserved in Codogno, Italy. The flow of visitors to the school to pay homage to St. Francis Cabrini was staggering. Eventually, to accommodate all visitors, a separate building was built right next to the school, and that building now houses the Cabrini Shrine today. After the altar of the shrine was consecrated, St. Francis Cabrini's remains were translated to where she now rests. Architecture. The shrine was designed by the architectural firm of Decina and Pellegrino as a horizontal parabolic arch. It includes prominent stained glass and a bright mosaic mural depicting Cabrini's life, and personal mementos including her horse carriage. The current entrance leads from a parking area into a small lobby. From this direction, one enters the shrine from a side door near the front of the sanctuary. The formal entrance is actually accessed from a staircase along Cabrini Boulevard, but this entrance seems to be closed to the general public now. This facade faces across the Hudson to New Jersey and presents a wealth of mid-century details in mosaics, metalwork, decorative brickwork, and stained glass. Next door to the entrance of the Cabrini Shrine is a mid-century addition to Mother Cabrini High School. Given the color of the brick and the metalwork, it is likely that Decina and Pellegrino were also responsible for this addition. When visiting the shrine, the interior should not be missed. Decoration includes colorful mosaics, inlaid floors, and an elaborate lighting fixture over the body of the saint. Some good images of the interior can be found here. The Life of Saint Cabrini. Saint Frances Cabrini's life began in northern Italy in 1850. As a young girl, Francesca Cabrini was enthralled by stories of missionaries. She loved playing by a river near her uncle's house, filling paper boats with flowers her missionaries, and sending them off down the river to China. From a very young age, Frances Cabrini knew she was called to be a religious. However, she was frequently sick. When she was old enough to enter a religious community, her requests to join were rejected. Disappointed but certain of her vocation, Frances received her teaching certificate. She taught in a nearby village school, and people soon noticed her ability to win over the children with love and kindness. Saint Frances Cabrini's early religious life. The town priest observed Frances Cabrini's warmth, competence, and faith. He mentioned the young schoolteacher's unique qualities to the Bishop of Piacenza. In 1874, the bishop asked Frances to become the administrator of an orphanage in Codogno. Frances' organizational skills, tact, energy, and zeal were sorely needed there. The orphanage was run by a fledgling religious community called the Sisters of Providence. Shortly after Francesca arrived, she joined the order. She took the name Xavier, in honor of the great missionary who went to the Far East. Though she was happy to finally enter religious life, this period of Frances Cabrini's life was difficult. Her superior was jealous of and hostile toward the devout young nun. For 6 long years, Frances Cabrini endured bullying and harassment. Her response was to draw closer to Jesus, to learn to trust him more, and to draw all her consolation and comfort from him. Give me the desire to humble myself for your love. Enlighten me how to do so when humiliating occasions present themselves. When I do not feel inclined to follow your holy inspirations, help me to do so. Under Francesca's administration, the House of Providence expanded. A Sunday school was added, as was adult education, work with local youth, and retreats for women. Because of continued difficulties with the founders, the diocese dissolved the House of Providence in 1880. Francesca Cabrini was asked to form a new religious order. Thus, at the age of 30, she set out to create the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Mother Cabrini's missionary call. In the early years, the missionary sisters worked in northern Italy, but tiny Mother Cabrini, who stood barely 5 feet tall, was eager to spread the love of Jesus around the world. She still longed to go to China. Then a different opportunity presented itself. In 1887, Mother Cabrini was approached by Bishop Giovanni Scalabrini. The bishop was deeply concerned about Italians who had emigrated to the Americas. In a single decade, nearly 1 million had fled poverty in southern Italy. Few had much education, and few possessed skills that allowed them to get good jobs. Instead of finding the better life they envisioned, they faced deep prejudice, poor wages, a padrone system of contract labor, and bad housing. A report on emigrant conditions prepared for Pope Leo XIII described this environment as having all the characteristics of a white slave trade. In those days, the U.S. was considered mission territory. There were few priests in the United States who spoke Italian. Bishop Scalabrini asked Mother Cabrini to go to New York to help. Saint Frances Cabrini set sail. Mother Cabrini prayed about this deeply. Then she obtained an audience with Pope Leo XIII to seek his advice. The Pope told Mother Cabrini to go not to the east, but to the west to tend to the immigrants in the United States. So Mother Cabrini and 6 of her missionary sisters set off for New York City in 1889. They found a mass of human misery. Families crammed into foul tenements, parents working 12-hour days for meager wages, and children who lacked food, supervision, and basic education. Within days of her arrival, Mother Cabrini organized catechism classes and schooling for the children. She and the sisters knocked door to door through rough neighborhoods, facing humiliating insults to gather funds to do their work. Their convent quickly became a haven for children from the notorious 5 Points neighborhood. An orphanage was established, followed by parochial schools and a hospital. Artwork. A pictorial mosaic depicting scenes from Mother Cabrini's life surrounds the altar. It is composed of Carrara marble, Botticino marble, and gilded Venetian glass. A towering 3-story stained glass image of Mother Cabrini at the back of the chapel overlooks the Hudson River. It features an unusual mid-century composition of pieced stained glass with painted details. A carriage Mother Cabrini drove when she visited West Park sits beneath the stained glass. Miracles in canonization. Mother Cabrini was declared blessed in 1938 and became the first U.S. citizen to be entered into the Catalogue of Saints on July 7, 1946. The ceremony was the first to take place after World War II. Pipe organ. The shrine is home to a pipe organ built by the Tamburini Organ Company of Crema, Lombardy, which features 2 manuals, 27 stops, 29 ranks, and 1,747 pipes. This and a similar organ in Chicago's Cabrini Shrine are rare instruments in the United States by this noted Italian organ builder from the region of Cabrini's birth. The organ in St. Francis Cabrini Shrine was built in 1960 by Giovanni Tamburini of Crema, Italy. It is installed in 2 chambers on opposite sides of the open gallery. The 2-manual console is on a movable platform. Museum. The shrine houses a small museum of second-class relics and memorabilia of Mother Cabrini. Rotating exhibits provide additional insight into her life and spirituality. A short video about the miracles leading up to Mother Cabrini's canonization plays in English and Spanish. Pilgrims to the shrine may, upon request, be blessed with a first-class relic of the saint. Annual Feast Day. Annual Feast Day, November 13th. The annual feast day of St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine is celebrated on November 13th of each year. Mass timing. English. Tuesday 12 p.m. Wednesday 12 p.m. Thursday 12 p.m. Friday 12 p.m. Saturday 9:30 a.m. Sunday 9 a.m. Sunday 11 a.m. Spanish. Sunday 3 o'clock p.m. Fourth Saturday 2 o'clock p.m. Contact info. St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine, 701 Fort Washington Avenue, New York, New York 10040. How to reach the sanctuary. Airways. The nearest airport to St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine is New York Skyport Seaplane Base, NYC Airport, which is 3.5 miles away from the church. Railways. The nearest railway to St. Francis Xavier Cabrini Shrine is Pennsylvania Station, which is 9.2 miles away from the church.
If you wish to know more about Catholic shrine basilicas, Marian shrines and Marian apparitions, subscribe to our Catholic Shrine Basilica YouTube channel. Like and share with your loved ones. For more churches website www.catholicshrinebasilica.com.